You've been waiting for her reply all afternoon. She read it. She didn't respond. And you're still here. You tell yourself it's love. But 2,000 years ago, a man in a barrel called it something else. Diogenes walked through Athens with a lantern in daylight. People asked, "What are you looking for?" "I'm looking for a man," he said, "not a slave to desire, not a puppet of opinion, a real man." When beautiful women passed, men stopped and stared. They competed. They lost themselves. Diogenes? He kept walking, not because he didn't notice beauty, because he refused to need it. There's a difference. You check her social media. You wonder who she's with. You tell yourself it's curiosity. It's not. Diogenes owned almost nothing. A barrel, a bowl, that was enough. Then he saw a boy drinking from his hands. No bowl, no cup, nothing. He threw his bowl away. "A boy has taught me," he said, "that I own unnecessary things." Now, look at your life. How many things do you own? How many of them do you need? A wealthy Athenian mocked him. "You live in a barrel." Diogenes replied, "At least I'm not a slave to my furniture." The man had no comeback, because deep down he knew it was true. Look at the man chasing a woman. He thinks he's a hunter. But who's really in control? She doesn't even look back. He's humiliated. But tomorrow he'll do it again. Young men asked, "How do we win the woman we desire?" His answer destroyed their worldview. You don't. Desire is a chain. You're asking how to tighten it. I'm asking why you wear it at all. You've been taught that chasing is masculine. What if the very act of chasing signals you're not worth catching? Women don't fall in love with need. They fall in love with presence, with a man who is complete on his own. Diogenes trained his body, not to impress anyone, just to be strong, for himself. Now look at your gym photos. Who are they for? Who are you really flexing for? Imagine training for a month without posting once. Would you still do it? Plato defined man as a featherless biped. Diogenes found this hilarious, so he plucked a chicken and threw it into Plato's academy. Here, Plato's man. You have definitions too. Your type, your checklist. She must be this and this. But who's defining you? While you're defining her, what are you becoming? Diogenes had no standards for others, just one standard for himself. Be free. You sit in meetings thinking about her. You drive thinking about her. She lives in your head rent-free. Meanwhile, who's getting the best hours of your day? Diogenes spent time with craftsmen, people who actually made things. He respected creation more than conversation. When was the last time you built something real? Something you could touch and say, "I made this"? That feeling? That's self-worth. And it doesn't come from her. It comes from you. Diogenes was called a cynic, kynikos, dog-like. He was loyal to one master only, truth. Dogs don't chase approval. They just are. And that's why they're free. You could learn something from that dog. It doesn't wonder if it's good enough. It just is. He found more pleasure in one olive than most find in a 5-course meal. You document your meal. You wait for likes. But do you even taste it anymore? You're missing your life while performing it for others. Then came Alexander the Great, conqueror of nations, student of Aristotle. He had everything. Alexander stood over him and asked, "What can I do for you?" Ask for anything. Wealth, women, power. Diogenes looked up at the most powerful man on earth. He didn't flinch. He didn't bow. "Stand a little out of my sun," he said. "That's all. No requests. Nothing." Alexander paused. Then he smiled. He turned to his men and said something that echoes through history. "If I were not Alexander, I would be Diogenes." The king envied the beggar. The man who had everything wanted what the man with nothing had: freedom. Alexander conquered the world and still wasn't free. Diogenes owned nothing and was freer than anyone. Think about that. You're chasing her because you think she'll complete you. What if you're already complete? He had nothing and wanted nothing. And because he wanted nothing, he had everything that mattered. When was the last time you walked without your phone, without the possibility of her message? The world existed before her. It will exist after her. And you exist regardless. People came to Diogenes with their problems. He listened. Then he asked one question. If you lost everything, money, wife, status, would you still be you? Most people couldn't answer, because most people aren't themselves. They're a collection of things they own. Ask yourself that question today. If she left, if your job left, who are you? If the answer scares you, good. That's where growth begins. He looked at these same stars. He felt small, and in that smallness he found freedom. You're not the center of the universe. Neither is she. That's not sad. That's liberating. He slept well, not because he had no problems, because he didn't carry them into his dreams. Tonight, try it. Leave her outside your sleep. She doesn't belong there. You do. He woke with the sun. No alarm, no notifications, just another day of being free. Imagine waking up and not checking your phone, not checking her, just being. A young man came, heartbroken. She left me for another. What do I do? Did you have her, or did you just borrow her? You can't lose what you never owned. She was never yours. It was just your turn. Harsh? Maybe. True? Absolutely. He watched the waves, coming and going, like people, like desires, like life. The only way to be happy is to not need happiness from outside, to find it inside, where it's always been. What do you do when no one's watching? That's who you really are. He noticed beauty. He appreciated it. He just didn't need it. That difference is freedom. You can notice. You can appreciate. You don't have to chase. You can just be. And here's the irony. When you don't need her, she notices. When you're complete, she's curious. He had real friends, people who liked him for who he was, not for what he had. Look at your friendships. How many are real? How many are just digital noise? Real connection happens when the screens go dark. He could sit in silence. Silence was enough. Every morning he chose freedom. Not once. Every day. Freedom is a practice. Today you have a choice. The same choice Diogenes had. Chase outside, or find inside. He kept walking, looking for himself. And in finding himself, he found everything. You can walk the same path, not chasing, not running, just walking, present, alive, free. Diogenes was looking for a man. The question is, after watching this, did he finally find you? If this video made you think, Diogenes did his job. Now it's your turn. Subscribe, like, and tell us in the comments, what will you change today?